deal with any of those Rotero drones.
I figure they can get away with it. I think both bands on defense make a lot of sense. I'm just thinking about top floor. I'm thinking you put the Mira top floor, and instead you're going to be able to make a push back up, and it's still that exchange. Sweater's on that staircase for angles in case someone comes down the hallway. It also has to come down to where they play inside restaurant, and it's Vert to win that fight. Bosco's fighting for his life, but he's going to lose to the long angle. Vertical has complete control on that side, and Fultz, he's got bakery because he knew no one was pushing from that way, but Freezer is completely open and start getting this thing down. They've got top control. They should be able to cover from that side. Yeti's late flank up, grabs another one. At the same time, the plant goes down. He's done a decent job with that, but Dream finally dies on the outset. Sweater, nice from behind. He's only able to get the one as he tries. Shield comes down. Vert pushes in, sees the ADS, and catches Yeti sitting inside bathroom. Lickety split. Nice. There's the trade.
Another stairwell over on White.
If you want to go for the flank, that's the same spot. He's just calling the position out. Someone's got to take care of Bosco. Oh, they make the push. The SMG-11, they make the push. The SMG-11 still manages to get one, but there's still trades of the gunfight, and suddenly it's just Fox and Newers. Time to push quickly, and time runs out. They're not
Once
able
again, a round looking like what we saw from SSG previously, and they'll get caught off guard, just like we saw the last time.
Clear out before working on this. Bosco makes the push and takes Vertical out. Nice play at the frag or two. That's exactly what Fox A does. Cross map, Bosco still got one. Sweater opens it up with the long angle, turns into a 1v1. Do it in time. Bosco gets out of dodge, and SSG have their fourth.
Bosco
is going to be the first guy he will need to contend with, and he may not know it yet.
Nice.
Fox A almost gets taken off.
Try
but
and dissect this. He has some help from Vertical up top. What a shot onto Fultz as he'll risk
aggressive push all the way from White Stairs back into Piano for two defenders. That's where Yeti takes care of the Yeti problem. It all falls to Bosco, and Newers still has the adequate cover, and OXG used that time. So plenty of time. Yeti holding upstairs for as long as he's able to, and Fultz off the hatch.
Off four of them, but the remaining members don't have any drones to try and sift through all of this. Going to pick up one of these players, and Yeti slips by, and he's actually going to take the shots as well. Almost kills Newers. Newers just a little better in that instance, but it's going to let Fultz decimate him. It wouldn't have mattered in the first place. You've been decapitated, Newers. And doing it on Consulate back in the day when he came up through cover.
Back when no one knew how to do it. There's not really an escape route back out. He's trying to survive for as long as he can. Nades and guns all come in a minute and a half, but I think OXG are going to take that.
Oh my God, Yeti with this
starts getting put down. Vertical finds Rampy to at least offer some cover. Hot and Cold needs to go big here, and he grabs two. Needs to find the last one of HP left. Hot and Cold has already gone and ducked for cover, but he'll still get back to Fox.
Allowed into that bottom floor without having to take a gunfight. What a shot from Fox. Fultz will go down as well. It looks like the bottom floor might be where Oxygen makes their stand.
Yeti is still in that spot. His position's known. He's a bit stuck, but he manages to find that one, and now we can push through with Hot and Cold. They're going for a last desperate attempt, but Newers is in here. Finds both headshots. Tries, they're going to die, and there's nothing OXG can do to stop the plan from that angle. Bosco goes big. Dream still looking for a couple kills, trying to push players. Try and fail. SSG are going on match point.
Yeah, that as soon as that, actually, you should have seen the demon that was
Spurs.
his Ash. And Bosco's going to go down. Back out. Fox A to this day is still one of the best pulses when it comes to situations like Fultz to a sliver's worth of HP. Yeti with a gorgeous shot, but Dream, the M5 Fultz, dead to rights, but he'll at least get one. Oh my God, Fultz, you disgusting man. Put some respect on his.
Fultz has already gotten downstairs looking for a kill or two, but there's somebody hiding inside the coat. He's still making a push towards site similar to Fultz, except he's actually in at this point, takes Newers out with a beautifully placed headshot, and he's got enough space for Bosco to come and at least give it a shot. SSG from getting any more leverage. Here comes Rampy on the cross, can at least make it a 2v2, but they have not dealt with the Vertical, and Foxy is going to retain it for as long as he can. Vertical on site, inside Freezer.
I believe we also saw it last game as well. We've been seeing a couple of different instances.
Newers.
There's Newers. SSG.
Pressured, you've also lost your lone hard breach.
That's overtime.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm like Space Station OT and getting docked a point if they win.
Suddenly, one little play turns into the biggest mistake they've cost. Pop can't take down before the end. For Hot and Cold, one through pillar, can't come in. Sweater makes the rotation, gets him, and then finds
Sledge. He's the man with all the soft destruction. Fortunately enough, they still have Houghton, but Houghton's just going to trade out Bosco, who's now dead. But Houghton's just so damn good at the video.
They can either flush him out or work on a different part of the site, but Yeti's upstairs. He'll grab
in that situation, and now SSG's going to potentially take a round because of it. But not if Newers has anything to say about it. He's got the ping on the last location as well. Hot and Cold sticks it, but he doesn't know where Newers is. He's playing off the pillar, and Newers with the triple! Oh my God! What a menace!
On defense, but they need to really, really lock this one in, and that is a phenomenal start. Before Neuros can really even get in the building, he will get the trade, but there's Sweater to
Right
answer.
there, just the prediction, knowing hot and cold would potentially want to be greedy. And he's vertical. It's a 3 versus 3. We're only a minute in. Rampy! Oh, can't find his mark, but neither can his opponent.
Ooh.
And he's going to get Dream. A triple kill for Rampy through verticality. But now he has to try and come down Brown stairs, and Yeti is going to pick it up.
He will mind, make the late flank back up, but Yeti's the first kill back upstairs. He's not going to be able to use the vertical presence Punched open, not able to get into position before it goes down. 3v3 on the post plant. Still kills going Both back. Members of OXG might come right into his crosses if he's not careful. Yeti can take down Newers. It just falls onto Foxy to defend this thing for as long as he can, but there's a hatch drop, there's a prone, and SSG win the cage match in Russia.
All right, so there's Lycan from Spacestation Gaming. 8-7 victory over Oxygen today is tight. We have none other than the coach for Spacestation, Lycan, standing by to chat with us a little bit. Hey, congrats on the win today. It was a close one. No doubt you're sweating back there. You got the W, though. I'm curious, how's it been integrating Yeti into the squad?
It's been great. He fits in really well with like what I thought our role should be. I do think Dex was like a really good fit personality-wise, but I think in the end it really came down to I wanted to like untangle Hot and Cold and Fultz's roles, and it didn't make sense to put like a young gun like Dex on flank watch. So it was unfortunate, but I think Yeti's been perfect for us, brings really good energy every game. He knows how to do all the takes because he played very well on Sonics as well. So he just like fit in really well, and we're enjoying it so far.
Lycan, you've mentioned the energy that Yeti brings to the team. What was the energy and what were the vibes like on the squad after you had pushed it to match point that game and then lost back-to-back rounds? Did you feel like things were slipping there, or was the team able to keep it together after all that pressure?
Oh, yeah, I think we were letting it slip a little bit. I think we're still trying to learn like as a team how to transition scrim like wins into match wins. Just people play like a little bit different in scrims than they do matches, so you don't always get like 100% like a good eye on like what you're actually going to look like when you play in these matches. And I think, well, for one, I think Sonics played really good yesterday, and I think today we were just letting little things like that, like both the bakery rounds that came down, we like just didn't play them well and let them like win those rounds. So I think once we kind of like fix those issues, like the communication and the synergy, it'll be really good for us.
Obviously, the loss yesterday is also something I wanted to touch on. Seeing the win today, I'm sure, has to feel fantastic. But if you had to identify something that didn't quite click yesterday that did click today, is there anything that fits that category for you?
I think yesterday we had a really good talk about pacing. I thought Sonics played really good tempo against us. And we weren't really adjusting to the fact that they were giving us a lot of room and kind of didn't do enough with it. And they kind of like stalled out a lot of rounds and made our end round basically more of like a panic execute than like something where we feel like we're in control. So that's something that we tried to really kind of bring in today, which I thought was going well, except the biggest challenge is like when you get a team like Sonics and then you have to play a team like OXG, it's hard to go from like those two teams back to back because they play like their style very differently. And you could see like obviously we were getting some like picks and stuff like that we need to work on. But other than that, I thought we did really good trying to match the tempo today compared to yesterday.
All right, so I got one more question for you before we let you go. So we don't get to talk to coaches as much, so it's a unique opportunity to ask some questions that only coaches can answer. So in light of that, you go into a match, a big match, Yeti against his former team yesterday, it ends up being a loss. You come into today, Oxygen ends up being a really tough match. How do you manage the emotions on the team? How do you keep your players on track and make sure they're in the best position mentally to get the win?
Yeah, I think it's not just like one thing you do like the night after you lose. It's kind of like it's an atmosphere that you build like every day in practice. Like when you're like struggling with like a new setup or new strat or whatever, and you dry run in and you think it's gonna work, and then people get frustrated because it's not working. It's kind of like you're able to build it as a coach more than just like after a loss. So you just kind of like remind them like, hey, these are the things that we're working on. We didn't do it right, and that's why it didn't work. So if we make sure we like hammer these things down, the next time it won't happen to us. and like, you know, just it's kind of like keep it business, I guess I would say, but like
Sure.
it's a lot more than that.
All right, cool. Thanks for chatting about the nuts and bolts a little bit with the coaching, with the matches this week. Congrats on the win today, and good luck with the scrims going into week 2.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
No worries. Have a good one.